What's going on, guys? Walrus here. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for subscribing and welcome back. Now in today's video, I'm going to be covering 5 elements to Call of Duty Ghosts multiplayer, 4 of which are new, 1 of which is returning, but it is going to return with a much richer user experience. Now let me just quickly touch on this gameplay. It is capture the flag, it's league play, and the last couple of videos, the last couple of gameplays I brought to you really focused on the lower score streaks such as the sentry gun. There's a video up on the screen. If you missed it, you can check it out. And in today's video, I'm playing with a friend of mine, Gator from Evil Source Gaming. I'll link him in the description. And whenever I play with this dude and he's the lobby leader, I get a magic connection. So I figured, you know what? Let's go for this thing. Let's do the Lodestar Dog Swarm dealio, and you'll see what happens. I will also say that the kids on the other team were not the brightest and most talented Call of Duty players, so that definitely helped. But the first thing that we're going to talk about is the slide mechanic. So when they showed the really fast footage of the new sliding Ghosts and the way that they explained it, I got really hyped up. I was like, sweet, we're getting the same slide mechanic from Crysis 2, which is a feet-first extended slide that allows you the use of your primary and secondary weapon, perhaps your equipment as well, all throughout the slide, and it allows you to change up the dynamic between you and an enemy opponent. It's a really cool mechanic, and I was thinking that's what we're going to get in Ghosts. However, I went back, slowed the footage way down. I've got a couple of screenshots I'm sharing with you guys right now. It's not that way at all. It's similar to a dolphin dive, except instead of being airborne, you slide headfirst directly onto the ground. You don't have access to your primary or secondary weapon or equipment at this point. Obviously, it's still in development, and you do have to correct yourself before you can ADS or deal with that enemy, but still, really cool mechanic, and I'm happy to see it implemented into Call of Duty Ghosts. Now, moving on to the next mechanic is the lean, and I'm going to pop up a couple of screenshots right here. This has never been done in a Call of Duty ever, and personally, I think the way that this mechanic is going to operate is perhaps somehow similar to the mechanic in Gears of War, where as you approach cover, it will give you an option to mantle it. If there's an enemy behind it, then you can mantle attack, or it will also give you an option to perhaps blind fire or ADS. And you can clearly see in the screenshot right here, I've got the theater mode perspective popped up where the player's lower half is clearly concealed or covered by the wall, and their upper half is leaning out, engaging that enemy from behind the wall. And then here, right here, is another perspective. This is a first-person perspective where you can clearly see their upper half is out, exposed, ADSing, and their lower half is concealed, covered. So that is a really cool mechanic, and I can't wait to see how that is going to change the dynamic of gameplay in Ghost multiplayer. Alright, so the next thing that I wanted to talk about with you guys is the new mantle system. And this to me is a long time coming. Personally, I think the mantle system in Call of Duty to date is ridiculous, and here's why. In multiplayer and campaign, they're trying to portray skilled, coordinated, athletic military professionals. And you're telling me that with the mantle system how it is today, when one of these individuals is running full speed and they encounter a 3 to 4 foot wall in their path, that they are going to dead stop at that object. And then what they're going to do is put 2 hands on top of the object, lift themselves up, and then hoist themselves over like a little girl. That's ridiculously absurd. Like I said, these are skilled, talented, coordinated, athletic, military pros. And they're going to do something much more similar to like the screenshot that I'm showing of the Ghost mantle system that's in development. Something very similar to Battlefield 3's mantle mechanic. And this is definitely going to change the pace and play of the game. These guys, when they encounter an object of that height like that, what they're going to do is exactly what the screenshot portrays. They're going to hit that object with one hand planted on top of it, and then in one smooth motion, they're going to swing themselves over. And that, to me, like I said, is a major improvement on a fundamental mechanic of the multiplayer pace of play. Now, that actually leads me into my next topic, which is realism for interactive maps, for artificial, intelligently controlled environment changes. And for the most part, in Call of Duty, the main things objects that we've been able to manipulate are cars. I mean, cars blow up. You don't want to be behind a car while it's on fire. The other thing we've had is like some bridges. In Black Ops 1, there was a Arctic map that you could blow up an ice bridge, and you know that would suck if you were on the bridge at the wrong time. Hydra, we've got the water. Magma, we've got lava, and there's been various other maps that incorporate other elements as well. But I don't think that we've ever experienced something in Call of Duty to the extent of what Battlefield does with their games. I mean, you can completely blow up entire buildings in the Battlefield series, and that to me is awesome. That is a really cool fundamental mechanic of their game. And I think for the first time, Call of Duty is going to be taking a page from their playbook. I'm going to pop up a screenshot right here which shows some logs that can be manipulated, and these things can completely change the flow of the game, routes that are used. There's another screenshot that shows a street light that's fallen on a car. Now again, I don't know how in-depth they're going to go with this, but it is really exciting to look forward to and can basically create unique experiences on maps that we play over and over and over again. So really cool feature right there. Now the next thing that we're going to get into and discuss is customizable characters. Now if you think back to Black Ops 1, we did have a level of customization available to us concerning what our character looked like, based on the perks that we chose and the weapons. I believe weapons played a factor as well. We also had accessible face camo or face paint that we could unlock as well, which was really cool. I was sad to see that go in Modern Warfare 3, Black Ops 2. But in Black Ops 2, we've got, you know, weapon DLC, we got the Peacekeeper, and personally, I mean, I could go on this subject for a long time. I don't think we got enough weapon DLC. I don't think we got enough score streak DLC. I mean, like I said, that's a different topic for another time. But we also could purchase different camo skins for the weapons, which is really cool. A lot of people enjoy that. And I think what's going to happen in Call of Duty Ghosts is that experience is going to go to a whole nother level as far as what your character looks like, outfits, uniforms that you can buy and purchase, helmets that you can buy and purchase, so on and so forth, boots. I mean, I think they're going to completely radicalize the experience of customizing what your personal multiplayer character, or who knows, maybe you can have, you know, a bunch of them ready to go. Maybe you can have like 4 or 5 of them and purchase more characters so that, you know, you can really have a selection of, okay, well, for this map, this is what I want my guy to look like. In this map, this is what I want my character to look like. And I think that is really cool. I know that a lot of people are going to appreciate that mechanic and take this game serious enough to, you know, to go all out and purchase some pretty amazingly in-depth customizable options. All right, so that is pretty much going to do it for the video, you guys. It's coming to an end, and if you enjoyed it, do me a favor, click the like button, add it to your favorites playlist, share it with your friends and followers on Facebook and Twitter. That really helps me out. When I hit 20,000 subscribers, I'm going to do a number of different giveaways, so stay tuned for that. And in the comments section, let me know what you guys think about these new mechanics, and specifically, you know, I covered a lot. I covered 5 of them: slide, the lean, the customizable characters, the mantle system, but really I'd like to get your thoughts on the interactive dynamic maps, artificial, intelligently controlled environment changes. I think that is something major that is going to be introduced in Ghosts, and as avid gamers, we all like a level of realism in our games, but after all, it is just a video game, and I think for the developers, finding that balance can be extremely challenging. I'm really excited to see what happens with this game, and more content, more videos are on the way from me, guys, so stay tuned. There's a couple on the screen that you may have missed. If you missed them, go ahead, you can click the annotation, it'll take you right there, and I guarantee you will be entertained. So I will talk to you guys later. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for all your support, and fluffy turtles.